Hello guys, welcome to episode 2 of MoneyMasters. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make money by collecting blue dragon scales in Tavily Dungeon. These are over 1 mil an hour, so they're a very good money making method, so stick around if you want to know what to do. So in your inventory you need nothing apart from Falador tabs. You can have as many of these as you like. And also on your inventory, try and bring as many weight reducing items as you can. I'm wearing full agile, penance gloves and boots of lightness along with a spottier cape. You'll also need an anti-dragon shield or a dragonfire shield in order to absorb the blue dragon's dragon breath. I've also got an amulet of fury and an onyx ring just for a bit of defense bonus as well. So here are the requirements. As I said, anti-dragon shield or dragonfire shield and a Falador tablet. As many of those as you can get as possible. You'll also need 70 agility in order to use the agility shortcut, which makes this a quick money making method, and you also need 60 dungeoneering to access the resource dungeon. This is kind of optional, but I put it as a requirement for this because without it you will not be able to make a mil an hour. Recommendations, I've put weight reducing gear there. Try and get as many of those as you can. I understand there is a higher requirement for agile armour, but you can probably get the spottier cape, penance gloves and boots of lightness fairly easily. Also, a high agility is recommended, so the higher the better, really. Okay, so let's break down the costs. So your only cost really is Falador tabs, and this, with how much money you're making, this really isn't a lot, because you'll be making 1,222 GP per blue dragon scale at today's prices, which obviously is a pretty much pure profit of 1,222 as well. And you'll also get 10 XP for agility per run, which is a lot, guys, I tell you that. So let's do some calculations here. I've done 3 breakdowns again, one without summoning familiars, one with a spirit terror bird, and one with a pack yak. Obviously having a pack yak will give you the most money per hour. Without a familiar at all, you'll get 648 scales per hour. This is 2.5 minutes per trip, which means you can do 24 trips an hour. So this is a fairly good baseline at 755k per hour, which I think is pretty good. I forgot to get up there, there you go. So obviously you can see the terror bird and the yak income as well. If you've got a yak, then it's very good money. If you've not got one of these two familiars, if you're using a war tortoise for example, just try and extrapolate the data and you should be able to probably do about 19 trips an hour with a tortoise. So profit obviously is price per scale minus the price per tab divided by, I should say, the scales per inventory. So that's your profit per scale. And your hourly profit is your profit times by quantity per hour. So if you're using a different familiar, get your quantity per hour and that will be your profit. And just once again guys, prices can and will change, so make sure you do investigate prices yourself before buying, as your profit levels may be either a lot less or a lot more. Although a lot more would be good, so oh well. So here's how to get it. You can get the recommended method is to use Falador tabs and simply run west through the Falador wall shortcut and up into Tavily Dungeon. I'll be showing you how to do that in the when I'm in game. And then you just run through the dungeon and into the resource dungeon, which requires 60 dungeoneering, and then just go and pick up as many blue scales as you can hold. So let's jump in game and show you how this works. Right guys, I am here in Falador Bank and I'm just going to summon my terror bird because that's what I'll be using for this trip. So once you're in the bank, just head outside and go west over this shortcut. I don't know what agility level you need for this, but it's pretty low, so if you can use the pipe shortcut then you should be able to use this. So run all the way over here, run this side of the house, as I believe it is slightly quicker than running the other side of the house. Yes, they've graphically updated all this. This house didn't used to be here. It used to be a lot quicker than this. But Jagex and their crazy ideas have made this a really slow walk. So yeah, head down these steps into Tavily Dungeon. And then once you're here, just head straight through this obstacle pipe here. You need 70 agility for this. If you don't have 70 agility, you can still use this, but you'll have to walk all the way around, guys. It will take you about 3 or 4 minutes longer per trip, so it's really not recommended. And if you don't have 60 dungeoneering, you can collect the scales outside here, but there is very few spawns and it is a lot slower. So it is recommended to head straight into the mysterious entrance and into the resource dungeon. Once here, head south and then west, and you should see a few blue dragons, and then there should be a mother load of scale spawns all piled around this rock you can see. So just collect these spawns one by one, and by the time you get round they should have spawned again, so you don't have to worry about there not being any available to pick up. Yeah, this is why you have your shield, guys, because you will be attacked by dragons, and if you don't have a shield then it could cause quite a bit of damage. If you don't want a shield though, you can alternatively just drink a dose of anti-fire potion at the start of every trip. Not that I don't know why you'd want to do that, but you can. Yeah, as I say, high agility is recommended for this, because as you can see my run energy is staying pretty consistent at mid-80s, but if you've got a lower agility level you probably will start losing run energy, so maybe a few energy potions in the bank to drink at the start of every trip will be beneficial. It's up to you. If you start running out of energy then obviously you can do that. Also, tireless run scrolls are also worth looking at if you're using a Terrorbird familiar, that is, because obviously the scrolls will restore your run energy and enable you to run for longer. See, just keep picking these up, fill your familiar as many times as necessary until it's full. If you're using a yak, you'll obviously need to do that a couple of times, but with the Terrorbird or the lower level familiars, you can do that in just a couple of, well, you can do it in one go if you needed to. So yeah, these are worth 1,222 each at today's prices, so it's pretty much just like magicking money out of the air. Once you're filled, I should say, just teleport out with your tabs, run west towards Falador Bank, and simply just pile them all in the bank. And well, we'll just price check these actually. I'm gonna bank them and then price check them. So we've got 39 here. I've got let's bank the Terrorbird. I've been doing this a bit recently, so 39. As you can see, in like 2.5 minutes, we've just made 47k in 2.5 minutes, which is pretty good money, guys. So obviously you can try it out with different familiars. I did test it out. This is the most effective route. Running from Burthorpe south is not quicker. It's not more time efficient. This is the most efficient route I could think of. But if you've got any more efficient routes, then do let me know, and I will try and update this guide if necessary. But yeah, thank you for watching. Check us out at runezone.com for more tips and tricks, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss our next video.